Alright, welcome back again to Borderlands 4. We have some pretty insane news coming here from the developers and the official Borderlands company over at Twitter. There is a lot coming out and there's a lot going on as well. We have a brand new update that's going to be coming out, some new patches and stability changes, and also an FOV slider, and a lot more comments from the devs themselves. Let's go over everything in this video, and you guys are going to be really excited about this. Next up, I wanted to look at this new Borderlands 4 update that came out just last night, and it reads, "We hope you are having a blast on Borderlands 4. The team is loving seeing you all shooting and looting your way through Kairos. Today we are releasing a new update to help improve stability for a wide range of PCs. Please note that any time you change any of your graphics settings, your shaders will need to recompile. It takes up to 15 minutes for this process to fully complete. If you have an NVIDIA graphics card, please refer to the Borderlands 4 NVIDIA optimization guide. I will leave this link down in the description. That feature optimal settings charts provided by NVIDIA with suggestions for which graphics settings may work for best for your conditions of GPU and desired display resolution. You should also use the NVIDIA app to download and install NVIDIA's newest game-ready driver and optimize your system. If you have an AMD graphics card, please refer to the Borderlands 4 optimization guide for AMD that features optimal settings with suggestions for which graphics settings may work best for your command use." Yep, okay. And that's pretty much it. Now, the only thing that I do have a concern about with stability and just overall running the game right now is I'm running 32 gigs RAM with a 2080 Ti, and I haven't had a single problem with any games before until I loaded up Borderlands 4. Now, I'm running this game on low settings. Everything is on low, and I'm barely scratching the surface of 60 FPS. There's obviously something wrong there. This game isn't really that high demanding. I can run pretty much any other game on ultra quality and get above 60 FPS. That includes Cyberpunk as well. So if I can run pretty much 99% of the games on 60 FPS on ultra graphics with ray tracing on, why can't I run this game on low without even breaking 60? There is a lot of problems right now with stability in this game. So when you do load the, for example, the Borderlands 4 NVIDIA optimization guide and you do scroll down, it does give you the minimum specs and the recommended specs and also what graphics cards you should be using and stuff. But for example, if you do have an RTX 2070, this is all the settings that they do tell you to do. For the RTX 2080 Ti, which is mine, expected FPS is about 30, and these are the settings that I have to do. So you can just scroll down, find your GPU, try these settings out, maybe do a couple of changes depending on what you want, and I hope that it can actually change. So recently there has been some talks from the console players towards the development team, especially that the game has been out for a few days now, and console players realize that there's no FOV slider. The FOV slider is set to 75. So this is what console players see. This is 75 FOV. And this is what PC players see. This is so much better than 75. It is horrible. So Randy Pitchford did take to Twitter and make a voting poll here. He said, "Quickie for console friends, FOV settings. There are some dreams I have where an FOV setting might affect fairness. I can't really talk about it yet, but I see this is important to you, so we're looking into it." And basically people saying FOV slider or GTFO. Yeah, people want FOV sliders, and this is kind of a stupid comment to make. Affect fairness doesn't really make any sense. It's already on PC. And there were many angry comments in the comments section. One from Killer6 saying, "Field of view is an absolute accessibility feature. Low FOV can cause motion sickness and dizziness for some players, myself included. It's needed to be implemented and whatever cool feature it costs." And another one coming in from Pip, "It's on PC, Randy. What the fuck are you talking about? Sounds like a cop-out. Just add a FOV slider and fix FPS. It's unplayable when playing co-op on PS5 Pro." So yeah, people are definitely not happy here, and then it went to the final stage, where Borderlands' official Twitter page tweeted this: "Vault Hunters, we heard your feedback on FOV, field of view sliders on console. The team is currently exploring how it brings these sliders to both sides Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 versions. We will continue to read your feedback and prioritize game updates with your experience in mind. Thanks all." Now, this is what I don't like about companies, right? It's very simple to add an FOV slider to a video game. Most video games now have an FOV slider. not just multiplayer games, but even single player games. It's a core feature in most video games nowadays, since like 2009. So yeah, they definitely really need to add that into the game. So there is a Reddit post here that I actually did realize myself when I was playing the game with my friends. It says, world bosses instantly despawning if you so much touch the outer wall is utterly... Yeah, so title. This needs to be higher up on the listing that Gearbox needs to address because it's absolutely absurd. I understand if you couldn't attack from the other side of the barrier. I understand that if you had limited window to get back into the fight. As it is, if one player slips barely outside the dome, the boss will vanish forever. No takebacks. It feels incredibly awful, and it's very easy to make the mistake in an unfamiliar area during a frantic battle. I could not be the only person who had this happen to them, and it's the only real gripe I have about what otherwise was a good experience. Now, if you guys haven't realized, there's like a big dome world events that happen and there's a boss that spawns, but if you just so much touch the outer of that dome, maybe you just stepped out by accident, maybe jumped out, the boss will despawn. And it happens so much to me when the boss is literally a bullet away and he decides to just run like crazy and I chase him, and guess what? He despawns. Yeah, it's a problem. So here is another comment coming in from the developers through a Steam review saying that it's not recommended on a down vote. He says, gameplay is fun, but the crashing and frame issues and on pretty beastly PC, even at lower settings, is pretty unacceptable for a $70 game. Other than performance issues, gameplay is exactly what you'd expect from Borderlands. And the developer does reply saying, thank you for your feedback. We are glad to hear you enjoying the gameplay itself, but you understand how frustrating it is to deal with crashes and performance drops, especially on a powerful PC. Our team is actively working on patches to improve optimization and stability across a wide range of systems. Your input is valuable and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so that's like what I just showed you guys earlier. They are kind of taking an interest in stability because most of the reviews right now that are negative are just based on stability and performance issues. It is such a horrible gameplay experience when you're just stuck at 30 FPS when you know your PC is capable of like 120 plus. So here we go, there was another post here saying Borderlands 4 devs Gearbox asks PC gamers to keep playing for at least 15 minutes after they tweak settings to see how performance has changed, as negative Steam reviews pile up. Yeah, so obviously it does take some time once you do change some settings here about, like I did before. I actually did change some of my settings to be a little bit more enjoyable, but then the game was running like really bad until I gave it some time. So yeah, definitely try that tip, it does work. One more thing I actually wanted to bring up to the light here, it says, do not do vend on the line in co-op. The vending machine shuts down after one of you makes the choice, and it locks the other player out of the mission in their playthrough. Horrible design on this one. So yeah, basically what there is happening on the vend of the line, if you are playing with friends, do not do the final part of this quest because there is a vending machine that does give you a legendary of your choosing. If one person chooses a legendary, either you or your friends, you or your friend will be locked out of that mission and you cannot get the final legendary loot. And just until it gets fixed, try to stay away from that quest line. But anyway, that is pretty much it. That's coming out from the developers and everything, in talks about in the community right now. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me down in the comments if you do try those settings out and how you are doing on the game so far. And I'll see you all on the next one.